Here is the shocking part, TLC knows. I am shocked. Sources inside the production team confirmed the production team was aware of the arrangement. The production team did not include the special arrangement in the story. Why? Because the audience needed an ending. Excuse me, I cannot believe that the creators filmed the marriage arc the whole. Against all odds, the forbidden love the I am. Finally your husband tearfest knowing that the marriage has a built-in expiration. That feels like a joke. I could see why Jenny looked relieved. Jenny thought the pain was over. In reality, the clock had just started ticking. Now I see everything. I see why Sumit changed Sumit's tone after the wedding. I see why Sumit did not want to move to America. I see why Sumit started pulling away emotionally while Sumit acted like everything was fine. On the camera, Sumit knew. Sumit knew that Sumit only had to perform. Sumit had to keep the act whole. Sumit had to keep Jenny satisfied. Sumit had to keep the TLC interested. Sumit needed time. When the clock runs out, Sumit can disappear. Sumit can disappear legally. Sumit can disappear cleanly. There is no divorce. There are no assets. There is nothing. What makes this more terrible? The story led the audience along to. The audience cried for Jenny, the audience cheered for Jenny, the audience forgave Sumit again and again because the story sold the audience the dream of being saved, the dream of keep trying, the dream of love conquers all. What the audience was really watching? The audience was watching a lesson in manipulation. I felt the story used the audience. I see a man using culture, family, systems, money, emotion, and fame. The man builds a future where the man holds all the power. All the power stays with the man. I saw that Jenny did not just marry Sumit. Jenny signed up for a performance. I think the fans are connecting the dots. I see Sumit take gigs. I notice Sumit hold meetings with production houses in Mumbai. I hear whispers of solo spin-off deals. All of that makes the picture clear. Sumit does not plan a life with Jenny. Sumit builds a life after Jenny. When the clause expires, the contract dissolves. The marriage ends without a divorce. Jenny will be left holding the remnants of a dream she gave everything for. Sumit will be free. Sumit is clean. Sumit is ready to reinvent. Sumit, I want to leave you with this. The industry has manipulated Jenny, isolated Jenny, and humiliated Jenny. Jenny is not stupid. There is a fire in Jenny buried under years of exhaustion. Now the leaks are surfacing. The fans are waking up to the truth. The producers are losing their grip on the story. Maybe Jenny will see it too. What will happen if the woman finds out? What if the woman learns about the clause, the demons, the escape plan? What if the woman realizes the husband was writing a script this time? It scares me. I can feel we might finally see the twist. No one expected the twist. Jenny Slatin. Going rogue. Do not know about you. What if that day ever comes? What if Jenny snaps out of the fairy tale and burns the fairy tale down? I'll be first in line with popcorn. So don't forget to stay locked in. Because you know this story isn't over. Not even close. And if there's one thing 90 Day Fiancé has taught us, it's that the mess always finds a way back. All of it, penalty, everything, the cash went to fund Jenny's trip to India. The amount is tens of thousands of dollars, gone when Jenny came back to the United States. Broken. Jenny still went back. Over. Each trip took away what little the woman had left. Sumit never offered to repay the woman. Sumit never offered a plan. There was nothing. The promise always said, we will be together one day. That day kept moving. Let me say it loud. For the people in the back, the scam stole the woman's romance. The scam stole the woman's retirement. The scam stole the woman's stability. The scam stole the woman's identity. Still the woman defends the man. Why? The woman has lost everything for the man. The woman must believe the man was worth it. Otherwise the heartbreak becomes too hard to bear. Now the story breaks wide open while we all watch Jenny beg for the in-laws' approval and argue over samosas. A new leak hit Reddit. I saw the leak on Reddit. It was a voice note. It came from Sumit. Sumit sent it to a friend days after filming Wrapped. In the voice note, Sumit says, the producers wanted Sumit to go to America. Sumit said no. Sumit is not doing that with Jenny. I want to stay. I want to build something on my own. Wait. What? Not doing that with Jenny. So you married Jenny, filmed with Jenny, cried on camera for Jenny. Then you plan to leave Jenny out of the chapter. Let us be clear, this is more than toxic. This is abuse. This is a man who is lying. The man is plotting. The man is mapping. The man is crafting a story arc where the man gets a start. Jenny is the tragic backstory. You want to know the part? I think the scariest part is that the person might get away with it. Because Jenny still posts smiling selfies with Sumit. Jenny still defends Sumit in interviews. Jenny still acts like the past did not happen. Either Jenny does not know the voice note is real or Jenny pretends the voice note is not real. The sad thing of all is that Jenny does not know the voice note is real, or pretends the voice note is not real because when the love is used as a weapon, does not heal you. Love changes you. That is what we are seeing. Jenny does not even look like Jenny anymore. She looks like someone trying to survive inside a fairy tale that turned into a prison. You thought Sumit was toying with Jenny's heart. You thought the gaslighting, the lies, the betrayal stopped at manipulation. Oh honey, we are now seeing who this man really is. Weak a woman, let us call her, Naya slid into the DMs of a 90-day fiancé gossip account and dropped everything: screenshots, WhatsApp voice notes, photos, selfies of her and Sumit together while he was already married to Jenny. Yes, you heard that right. I read what Naya said. Naya says Naya and Sumit first met on Instagram during season 2. Naya says Naya reached out as a fan. Sumit replied instantly. The casual replies turned into the conversations. The full conversations turned into the late night calls. The late night calls brought the confessions. The talk included being unhappy in Sumit's situation. The talk also included Sumit feeling stuck in a storyline Sumit did not control. The worst part? I heard Sumit allegedly told her that Sumit had to pretend things with Jenny for the show. Sumit said that Sumit and Jenny were not really like that anymore. Excuse me, pretend? Jenny defended the man to the world. The man's parents dragged the man. Jenny struggled to find Jenny's place. In India, Sumit told another woman that Jenny was part of a storyline. Sumit said Jenny was there for the cameras. Sumit said Sumit was only doing what Sumit had to do to stay important. I wonder if you are not screaming now. Are you even breathing? I went through the files Naya gave me. Naya gave dates, times, voice memos. One voice memo recorded days after Sumit and Jenny filmed the married scene shows Sumit saying, "I had to marry her. She gave up everything. I could not say no more. It is not like I stopped wanting things. I just put them on hold for now." For now, I read that Sumit admitted to settling and that Sumit said the marriage was a compromise. The marriage felt like a burden. The decision came from guilt, not love. Naya did not know she was the woman. Until months later, Naya saw episodes that showed Jenny and Sumit after the wedding. Naya confronted Sumit. Sumit ghosted Naya. Sumit blocked Naya. Sumit wiped the messages. Sumit changed his number. I was shocked when I saw that Sumit ghosted Naya. It was all damage control. I was glad Naya had receipts. Naya vanished from the eye because Naya is now completely silent. Before Naya vanished, Naya left a message on the fan account. Tell Jenny that Jenny is not the one who was lied to. Tell Jenny that he will do it again. I pause here. I think this moment changes everything up. Until now, Jenny seemed like the end game. The man chose Jenny. Jenny won. What if Jenny was not the winner, the placeholder? What if all the sacrifice, the years, the humiliation was not about building a life? About buying Sumit time? Time to plan, time to network, time to figure out what the man's next move would be. Now the fame has settled, the fanbase has. TLC knocks on the door with filming opportunities. Sumit does not need Jenny the way anymore. Sumit has a platform now. Sumit has an audience. Sumit has options. For a man like Sumit, loyalty is not love, it is leverage. Once a person is no longer useful, that person is gone. If you have ever felt like you have watched a reality TV character unravel in time, Jenny is the case study. You can see the change. On Jenny's face, the glow is gone, the fire is dimmed. Jenny used to be bubbly, sarcastic, playful. Now Jenny is subdued. Jenny appears edited. Jenny seems scripted. I have to ask, has Jenny become complicit in Jenny's manipulation to protect the illusion? Because here is the gut punch. ICTLC knows. ICTLC always knows. ICTLC has kept the cameras rolling, has seen the leaks, and has seen the messages. TLC continues to frame the story as a love. In reality, the story is a motion car crash with a wedding ring hanging from the rearview mirror. Before I finish this part, I want to share one thing. Remember Sumit's shift in attitude about having kids, the unexpected story about Sumit wanting to be a father. Sources say the shift was not a thought. Sources say the shift was a pitch. A verified insider says Sumit allegedly told a crew member off camera the addition of a baby angle would make the storyline last longer. The claim is correct. A baby as a plotline, not a dream, not a future, a narrative device. I watched Jenny in the 60s. Jenny is unprepared. Jenny is overwhelmed. Jenny is physically and emotionally exhausted. Jenny lets the manipulation continue. The manipulation runs deep. If Sumit says a baby, Jenny says let us try. If Sumit says we need time, Jenny says okay. If Sumit says I love you, Jenny believes the words because the words are the thing Jenny has left. If that does not break the heart, if that does not make the heart furious, if that does not do both, then I do not know what will. I have seen you make it this far. I have seen you watch the lies stack up like dominoes. I have seen the betrayals bleed through every text, every tear, every apology. Now it is time to tip the domino. Because in a twist that feels like a season finale, the detail buried in paperwork has surfaced. A new twist changes the meaning of Jenny and Sumit's love story. The new twist makes Jenny and Sumit's love story feel completely different. I saw a Reddit user claiming the cousin worked inside the family court in Delhi post an image that looked like Sumit and Jenny's marriage registration, and the image showed a document. Most people dismissed the image. The image was messy, the image was sketchy. Then another fan who works in translation in India confirmed the document. The document is real. The document contained a clause. The clause was specific and rare. People called the clause an agreement. I wondered what the conditional marital agreement means. I think Sumit and Jenny's marriage is legally binding. The marriage is only binding under terms that the law sets. You are not ready from what I saw. Sumit agreed to marry Jenny under a registration model. The temporary registration model is a loophole in the system. The loophole lets Sumit and Jenny have a marriage that lasts a set time. If Sumit and Jenny are applicants and if there are no children, the clause is valid for 5 years. 5. After 5 years, Sumit can renew the registration model with Jenny, or Sumit can walk away. The walk away does not need divorce proceedings. Let the idea sit with you for a second. The situation was not of love. The situation was not till death do us part. The situation was a trial run. It was a contract. It was a get out of jail card. Jenny? I have seen that Jenny has no idea, nothing in the words of Jenny, the behavior of Jenny. The interviews of Jenny has ever hinted that Jenny thinks this marriage has an expiration date. Sumit is playing chess while Jenny is clinging to checkers. This clause? The clause is his escape hatch. That mask has been slipping one lie at a time. When I thought the saga had reached peak chaos, a WhatsApp message leak showed up. The WhatsApp message leak did not come from a fan or a producer. The WhatsApp message leak came from a cousin. The WhatsApp message leak is real. Someone posted screenshots, briefly, then removed them. In the WhatsApp message leak, Sumit vents about being trapped in the show. Sumit says Sumit is doing what Sumit has to do until the show ends. Sumit says Sumit cannot disappoint Jenny or the network. That line? The network, not his love, not his wife, the network. I ask if this is still about love or if the situation is a contract that I am writing out. Here is a side note you may have missed. A former TLC production assistant said that during filming, Sumit often stalled scenes or created conflict on purpose because, quote, they knew it made storylines. Sumit behavior is not storytelling. Sumit behavior is puppeteering. The puppet is Jenny every single season. The biggest irony is that after all the heartbreak, Sumit finally agrees to marry Jenny. I find it odd that Sumit agrees quietly. I find it odd that Sumit agrees secretly. There is no family. There is no celebration. There is a courtroom ceremony. The ceremony happens away from the people Sumit and Jenny supposedly needed approval from badly. The sad part is that Jenny looks thrilled. Jenny looks like Jenny has won. What Jenny really wins is the man forced to be dragged, kicking and screaming, into commitment. A man only said I do after the man exhausted every option. Remember how Jenny and Sumit got married in that courthouse ceremony? No family. No friends. No fanfare. To people in love. The two people made it official after a decade of lies, manipulation, and endless emotional ping pong. When the couple signed the marriage certificate, everything shifted. I watched the moment happen. Jenny thought Jenny had won. What if I told you that marriage was not the end of the story? Marriage was the start of a betrayal. I saw the quiet after the wedding. The wedding had no social media celebrations. The wedding had no honeymoon posts. There was radio silence. Then the storm hit. The leaked DMs began to circulate in 90-day Fiancé fan groups. I felt uneasy when I saw the leaked DMs. Sumit sent messages to a woman named R. The woman named R is a family friend from Delhi, according to an insider. The messages were not innocent. The messages were night emoji filled. The messages were sent after Sumit married Jenny. Do not try to tell me the situation was platonic when the man called the woman beautiful, and when the man asked if the woman ever thought about what might have been if things were different. That is not harmless. That is an emotional affair happening now. Jenny did not know. Jenny was home redecorating the apartment, talking about planning the second wedding with Sumit's parents. Jenny still lived in delusion while Sumit was here reconnecting with women from the past. It hurts. What is worse? The DMs hinted that Sumit always kept the options open. One message even said, my life is complicated now, but maybe not forever. I am sorry, maybe not forever. Sumit just got married. I am angry at Sumit. I am confused by Sumit. What is Sumit even saying? Let us pause for a second. This is where I get heated. Jenny sacrificed everything. Jenny gave up Jenny's home. Jenny gave up Jenny's money. Jenny gave up Jenny's family. Jenny gave up Jenny's future. Jenny waited years for the man to marry Jenny. The second Jenny thinks Jenny finally has the man is emotionally straying, testing waters, planting seeds for the man's chapter. It is giving energy. It is giving I married you to shut you up energy. It is giving chess, not checkers. Here is the kicker. When confronted about the messages because a fan sent the messages directly to Jenny's Instagram inbox, Sumit denied the messages. Sumit said the messages were fake. Sumit said the messages were doctored. Sumit claimed haters were trying to ruin the happiness of Sumit and Jenny. Jenny believed Sumit. When a person is deep in the investment, the truth feels like betrayal. The lie feels like safety. Sumit knows the truth. Sumit has always known the truth. I see that gaslighting is not just what the man does. Gaslighting is what the man depends on. I see the cycle continue. Every time Jenny starts to question the man love bombs. Jenny, the man says, you are my angel. The man says, you are the one who ever understood me. The man says, I fought for you against everyone. The man pulls Jenny back with words that the man knows will anchor Jenny. The man does not pretend that the man does not know what the man is doing. The man has watched Jenny unravel. The man has watched Jenny fight Jenny's family. The man has watched Jenny beg for the man's family. I see that he knows how to keep her where he wants her. He isolates her. He confuses her. He makes her grateful for the minimum. Now I know you might be thinking about a relationship. I have watched stories before. The situation could be to people who love each other in all the ways. The toxic relationship goes deeper. The next leak, the bombshell twist in this saga comes from within the Singh family itself. I read that according to a message sent to a well-known 90-day blogger and confirmed by Matched Details, in court filings, Sumit's mother contacted immigration lawyers to try to have the marriage annulled. The marriage annulment effort happened behind the backs of Sumit and Jenny. After the marriage, Sumit's mother tried to collect proof that Jenny was using Sumit for citizenship. The audacity. Jenny wiped down the furniture in India. Jenny also tried to win the mother-in-law over with the chai and the parathas. Why would Sumit's mother do that? Why would Sumit's mother sabotage Sumit's marriage if Sumit's mother was not convinced that the marriage was fake? Unless someone planted that idea. Unless Sumit was feeding Sumit's mother lines to protect Sumit in case Sumit ever needed a way out. I am trying to see the pattern. Do you see where this is going? Sumit married Jenny. Sumit never stopped preparing for the exit. This is where everything turns. Because Jenny might not be the one being used. What if Sumit has been playing both sides along? Sumit tells Jenny one thing. Sumit tells the family of Sumit another. Sumit keeps everyone close to control, far enough to deny. A big trick in feelings and a puppet game. We are all caught by the manipulation. I call myself dramatic. I think the show is not just a reality show couple anymore. I see the show as a thriller disguised as TLC comfort food. I call the show the Mr. Singh. Jenny is not the love interest. Jenny is the mark. Before we move on, let me say if you have been yelling at your screen this time as I have, do not forget to sound off in the comments. I need to know that I am not the one who sees the flags in this whole relationship. Because this is wild. Let us shift the lens for a second. While Sumit takes center stage in this emotional up and down of lies and gaslighting, we have not looked at Jenny yet. We have not looked at Jenny, not the Jenny crying on camera. Not the Jenny being rejected by Jenny's in-laws. We are talking about the woman Jenny was before all of this, baby. The past of Jenny is another storm. I saw an ex-friend of Jenny from Palm Springs appear in a deleted Facebook Live. The ex-friend said that Jenny did not fall in love with Sumit. The ex-friend said that Jenny was escaping something. The ex-friend, who I call L, said that Jenny had been quietly pulling away from Jenny's family and friends for years before Jenny boarded the plane to India. The claim that Jenny said I am moving for love covered half of the story. According to L, Jenny burned bridges. According to L, Jenny got into fights with Jenny's daughters. According to L, Jenny received support from a friend circle. The friend circle later cut the support off. It gets more twisted. L claimed that Jenny knew Sumit was married before Jenny went to India. It is said that Jenny found out from the friend months before the truth came out on the show. Jenny went anyway. Jenny did not tell the producers. Why? Because Jenny wanted the storyline. Because Jenny wanted the spotlight. I have watched the show. I see the drama. I am not here to make the woman look bad. The woman went through hell. We should not pretend the woman is a person lost in love. If this is true, Jenny decided to step into a fantasy that Jenny knew was fake. Jenny thought that being in the show was better than being left. Here I have to say something because the story has layers. I think emotional manipulation does not happen between people. It also happens when people manipulate themselves to survive. Jenny might have walked into the mess willingly. That does not mean Jenny deserved what came next. Jenny deserves accountability from Sumit, and Jenny also must hold Jenny accountable. Most people forget this. Jenny left a family behind. Jenny's daughter Christina has appeared at times on the show. Christina always looked skeptical. Christina was defensive. Christina was angry. Now I understand. Imagine watching Jenny get catfished. Imagine watching Jenny uproot her life. Imagine watching Jenny go broke in a country. Imagine watching Jenny defend a man who humiliated Jenny on international television. Christina did not hate Sumit because of an age difference or because of culture shock. I think about the woman who saw what we are seeing now. The woman clings to love. The woman loses everything. When we talk about losing everything, let us talk about the finances. A new detail just surfaced from a person who says they work at Jenny's retirement complex. That person says that Jenny cashed out Jenny's for $101K early. You thought you knew Jenny and Sumit. You thought Jenny and Sumit were a love story. An older American woman and a younger Indian man tried to cross lines for love. What if I told you that everything you believed about Jenny and Sumit was a lie? What if I told you that behind the smiles and the Skype calls there was a web of secrets, manipulation and betrayal that went deeper than anyone saw? I have seen the truth. I never thought Jenny would be a fiancé. Jenny was a placeholder. I see that Sumit is playing a game that's far longer than anyone guessed. Get ready. The story that I will share will change the way you see Jenny and Sumit as a couple. Let us rewind. Jenny Slatton, a 60-something woman from Palm Springs, slides into a Facebook romance with Sumit Singh, a 30-something man from India. Harmless? Sumit Singh did not use the name Sumit. Sumit Singh catfished Jenny Slatton literally under an identity named Michael Jones, with stock photos and an American accent. That is how this all started. The story does not show a montage with ukulele music. I noticed that Jenny faced deception from the day, but Jenny still chose to fly across the world to be with a man who lied about his identity for 2 years. That alone should have been the flag. Jenny saw love. Sumit saw an opportunity. By the time Jenny uprooted Jenny's life and arrived in India, Sumit already lived a life. Not just figuratively, literally married. Sumit had an arranged marriage, wife and all, tucked neatly behind Sumit's romance with Jenny. When the truth finally came out, Sumit did not confess. I felt shocked when Sumit's in-laws showed up at Jenny's apartment and dragged Sumit out. That is how the truth came out, screaming, crying. I think it feels like a scene from a Bollywood soap opera. The hardest part? Jenny stayed. Jenny stayed after people lied to Jenny, after someone catfished Jenny, after someone emotionally wrecked Jenny, after someone publicly humiliated Jenny. Sumit cried. Sumit begged. Sumit said he would fix it. The question is, was Sumit crying for Jenny or for the life that was falling apart on both sides? Listen before you say, but they are in love. I need you to understand that Sumit did not keep the marriage secret. Sumit actively manipulated Jenny for years. Sumit promised a divorce. Sumit delayed every step. Sumit pushed deadlines. Sumit blamed his family. Sumit blamed culture. Jenny was isolated, vulnerable, far from home. Jenny believed every word. Viewers watched Jenny age visibly over the seasons, and viewers saw Jenny hold on to promises that never came true. Jenny's visa would expire. I watched the woman go back to the US. I heard the man call, cry, beg the woman to return. Rinse, repeat. The woman lived in a loop of hostage-taking. Love was not there. Survival was there. Sumit knew how to keep the woman on that hook, and Sumit used every trick to make sure the woman could not escape. I remember the moment when Sumit's parents came to their apartment. Sumit's parents sat in front of the cameras, told Jenny to Jenny's face that Jenny was too old. Sumit's parents said Jenny was stealing the son of Sumit's parents. Sumit's parents said Sumit's parents would never accept Jenny. I saw heartbreak in Jenny's eyes. Also desperation. That made the story messy. Jenny was not fighting for a man. Jenny was fighting to not be alone. Sumit let the girl fight the battle while Sumit hid behind Sumit's parents' outrage like a shield. I want to marry you. I cannot go against my family. The situation was the trap. I see the manipulation is real when the manipulation stops being about love and starts being about winning. I noticed the scene where Jenny goes to the immigration office to extend Jenny's visa and Sumit conveniently forgets Sumit's ID. That is sabotage. That is a delaying tactic. Jenny still defends Sumit. Jenny's loyalty becomes Jenny's downfall. Jenny moves into the neighborhood of Sumit's parents. Jenny takes cooking classes. Jenny tries to prove Jenny's worth to the people who call Jenny an embarrassment. I wonder when you stop calling devotion devotion and start calling self-erasure self-erasure. It matters. Pause here. I ask you to consider this. If you are still thinking the love story is real, ask yourself, If the person lied to you for years, hid a marriage, pulled you back and forth across continents, and used the family's disapproval as a weapon to avoid commitment, is that love or is that a con? Remember, the couple is not a side character. The couple is one of the couples in 90-Day Fiancé history. I find this situation more disturbing. Many people still root for those people without knowing the truth. Here is where the real plot twist begins. Midway through season 3, an anonymous source, who says the source is a friend of Sumit's wife's family, leaked court documents to a fan blog. I read the court documents on the fan blog. The court documents suggest Sumit never planned to divorce until public backlash made it too embarrassing to stay married. The leak says the pressure to finalize the divorce grew when Jenny threatened to expose Sumit herself. Then the events moved fast. Court filings arrived. Emotional phone calls rang. Tearful camera scenes showed the emotion. Sumit felt pressure from love. Sumit felt pressure from exposure. I wonder, does the pressure sound like romance or damage control? I see that if you have made it this far, you already know the situation is more than a culture clash. Manipulation disguises miscommunication. Gaslighting hides behind henna and traditions. We have not even scratched the surface of what's to come, okay? Remember how Sumit kept saying Sumit did not want to move to the US? Sumit claimed that Sumit could not leave Sumit's parents. Sumit claimed that Sumit was scared of life. Sumit claimed that American life was too different and not for Sumit. I think the claim sounds strong. The leaks from insiders, including a producer who worked behind the scenes on season to show that Sumit was not afraid of America. Sumit was afraid of losing control. When the former producer from season 2 tells us that Sumit was not afraid of America but only afraid of losing control, the whole picture shifts. That changes everything. I think this shows a power imbalance. I see this in India. In India, Sumit had all the power. Sumit kept Jenny isolated. Jenny had no car. Jenny had no job. Jenny had no money of Jenny's own. Jenny did not speak the language fluently. Jenny did not have family. Jenny did not even have Jenny's friends. Everything ran through Sumit: Jenny's visa, Jenny's housing, Jenny's ability to stay in the country. That is not a partnership. That is a controlled environment. If Jenny brought Sumit to the US, that power dynamic would flip instantly. He'd be the one without a job, without support, without language fluency, without status. And most importantly, without the same excuses. I know some of you all are going to say, but he loves India. It is his home. That is true. We must not pretend that this was about roots. When Jenny started pushing for the K1 visa, Sumit panicked. Sumit panicked not because of paperwork, because Sumit feared losing leverage. Every time the topic of moving came up, the question always stayed the same. What about my parents? What about my culture? What about tradition? That same man lied about the marriage the man claimed and snuck around for years. Now tradition matters? I feel the man is still building walls. Is it another wall the man built to keep Jenny where the man wanted Jenny, dependent, confused, and desperate? Now the situation gets messier. The producer leak also hinted at off-camera arguments about money. Jenny's retirement checks paid more than rent. Sources claim Sumit used Jenny's money to pay off debts from Sumit's marriage. Jenny was unknowingly cleaning up the mess from a marriage that Jenny never knew existed for years. When Jenny found out, Jenny realized the damage. I think the man told the woman that the situation was normal. I think the man said the situation was the man's responsibility. Did the man ask the woman first? Did the man tell the woman the truth? No, because in the relationship the consent always came after the lie. I do not want to start talking about the family relationship. The Singh family is a drama series on its own. Sumit's mother Sana did not just disapprove of Jenny. Sana raged. The rage was so showy that the viewers at home asked, is this real? Behind the scenes, the tension was real. Jenny tried everything. Jenny bent over backward to win the Singh family over. Jenny moved nearby. Jenny changed how Jenny dressed. She knelt on the floor to ask for approval. I saw Sumit stand there silent, watching the scene. Sumit watched as she grovels. Sumit's expression was unmoved. Sumit watched as she begged for dignity. Sumit did not intervene. Sumit let it happen. The worst part is that the man turned around in a moment and said, maybe I should not marry the woman if the parents never accept the woman. The man said that. After all the years, after all the sacrifice, after all the heartache, the man still had the audacity to waver. The man said the woman's worth was tied to the acceptance of the parents. In my view, the claim is not devotion. In my view, the claim is warfare hidden in a love story. Pause. Let us take a second and reflect. If the viewer is still defending the couple, ask the viewer why. Is it because the viewer believes in chances? Is it because the viewer has experienced manipulation like Jenny has as a partner? That the viewer is afraid to admit this might be toxic? Because let us be honest, Sumit's charm is a mask.